Hi, I'm the Reverend Martha Harris, and I serve as an Episcopal priest here in the Lancaster Convocation. I've also been involved with ending gun violence.
Hi, my name is Micah and I'm a volunteer for digital communications at Hope Episcopal Church in Mannheim.
What brings us here today is a shared concern that the prevalence of guns in our society has led to a growth in suicides. Micah, how has suicide affected you and your family?
Last year on June 2nd, in Lancaster on Granite Run Drive, my brother Jeffrey D'Angelo Solis died by suicide, and he shot himself.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. How did that affect you personally?
I knew my brother was struggling with mental health issues for most of his life. I knew that he was struggling with intimate partner violence. His then girlfriend, I actually did an entire video series about my brother and the intimate partner violence that he was receiving as a man at the hands of a woman, because a lot of people don't.
I think it's the other way around.
Right. A lot of people don't take intimate partner violence seriously when it's women who are the perpetrators, especially against men. He was being abused. He was brushing his teeth in a washing machine. He was being, it was really bad. That day, he got into, I guess, some altercation with the girlfriend. They sat in the car for about over an hour, and we'll never know what happened, obviously, because we weren't there. And he got out of the car, knelt down, and he shot himself in front of her in the parking lot.
How is your family healing from all of that?
It's been, you have your good days and bad days, right, with grief. Honestly, I can say that if it wasn't for you guys, really, the church, for God, I don't know where I would be. The day after my brother passed, my mother had a massive stroke from all the,
Stress.
yeah, she already had heart issues, and she already has like health condition. So she almost died in my hands, like literally not even 24 hours later. So I think a lot of people don't understand that, they think gun violence and they just think people shooting each other.
The self-inflicted.
Yeah, they don't recognize like it's violence against self.
That's right.
So
That's right.
People don't realize that. People always think, oh, that person has a choice, but where does the accountability to our leaders? Where's that accountability? When my brother had mental health issues, since as long as I can remember, I myself put him in a psychiatric facility in Fairhaven back in 2010.
Wow.
And he was able to purchase a gun a year or two later. My brother, which was ultimately the gun he used to take his life. Where does that responsibility lie? You can't put everything on the person who's mentally ill.
We need a society that has laws that protect people from that.
Right.
That's one of the big pieces of legislation we've been trying to get passed. Emergency risk protection orders that would empower people who know someone who is unbalanced to get a court order to take the gun away. So your brother might be with us today if he didn't have access to the weapon.
I feel that if he didn't have access to a weapon, he would be here. And statistically speaking, males are at higher risk of suicide by gun.
Yes.
Because it is the most accessible. It is the quickest for a lot of people. Typically what men will do, how they take their life is that. And that's not my opinion, that's a statistical fact. So if we have a society that teaches men like myself that our emotions don't matter, we have nobody to talk to.
Right.
Basically bottle everything up inside. When we're victims of emotional and physical abuse,
and we have access to a weapon.
And we have access to a weapon. It's the perfect storm, essentially.
That's right. That's right. One of our partners in this effort is Ceasefire Pennsylvania, and they just got a grant to do a lot of suicide prevention work. And we're optimistic that it's going to make a difference, both in terms of passing legislation, but also providing counseling. And suicide, many times, people show evidence of their suicidal tendencies before they actually do.
Yeah.
And like any other death by gun, if if we can prevent it before it happens,
Right.
we save a life and we save a family and we save our community from grief and tragedy. And that's why we need to work together. And we're so grateful to you for coming forward and using your gifts for video to spread the word so that people can be informed and realize they too can take action to create a safer world.
Oh, absolutely. I think that you said it best in the last video. I think it might have been Reverend Jen. We're not advocating for no one to be able to have guns anymore, right? Like, we understand
We're
your right.
advocating responsible gun
Responsible gun ownership.
Right.
My brother, who had a mental health issue, should not have been able to
even
walk into a gun store and purchase it like this.
That's right.
No background check, no mental health check,
Right.
nothing in the state of Pennsylvania. Was he able to go into a and within 5 minutes he had a gun? How is that possible? And then we wonder why these kids are out here in schools. They have access to them.
That's right.
Why do they have access to them?
And now there's school threats. You know, ever since the
Right.
most recent gun violence in a school in Georgia, there's all these other threats happening. You know, whether they're pranks or real, it's shutting school down. It's shutting learning down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
So, this is work that will continue. But as people of faith, right? You're active at Hope Episcopal Church. We're active at our respective parishes. This is a God calling, saying, what can we do together to speak and amplify our voices so that they will be heard and we will make changes in Harrisburg and in Washington to enact safer gun laws and to create safer communities?